I'm Alfyn with JMG Real Estate, the Reyes team, and I'm here today with Jessica from Guild Mortgage. If you don't know now, you know, just kidding. But Jess, go ahead and, introduce yourself again.
Hi, everyone. If you haven't seen the other gazillion lives Alfyn and I have done yet, my name is Jess. I am a loan officer with Guild Mortgage. I've been in the industry for 5 years now. And I work with all sorts of buyers, investors, first-time home buyers. I do a lot, and recurring buyers, really. So the experience is there. Ask away.
Yay, yes. And then on the display, this is new to us as well. You can post your comments and it should display right down there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look on Facebook right now and see if it's working because it is new that we're trying. Let's see. Gives us some couple minutes for people to hop on if they want to hop. Oh, I see it. Okay, awesome. Let me put a comment and see if we can see it live. Hi. Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe it's delayed.
Maybe. We will see.
We'll see.
All right, let's try it out. Well, today we're going to be talking about something that comes up all the time with buyers, right? It's the myth, the misconceptions that keep people from moving forward with home ownership. So, Jess, what are your takes on that?
There's so much information out there. And when it comes down to mortgages, when it comes down to qualifications, those are changing all the time. There's law changes that come in and will affect what we can or cannot ask for. And even then, these loan programs are constantly changing their guidelines as well. So maybe you don't qualify the year prior, but definitely keep checking and keep talking to your trusted experts. Because it never hurts to refresh your information and see if there's any changes in policies or in guidelines that could now get you qualified.
Yes. And also, so one of the first things I typically hear from a buyer is, hey, my credit is not perfect and I
Yes.
can't buy a home yet. Not yet. So, Jessica, let's bust that myth.
Yes. That meat. Yes.
It's my
So
accent coming out. Sometimes it do. So bear with me, guys.
no worries. It's okay. It's one of those days. Some days my brain thinks better in Spanish than it does in English, and that day I cannot speak English at all. And then vice versa. So I get it. That actually ties very well to what I was saying initially, which is credit score guidelines do change all the time. For example, I started in this industry back in 2020 when really one of the only assistance programs that we could really utilize here at Guild back then was Home is Possible, which required a 640 minimum credit score. Well, now we have an FHA zero down program that will still give you the down payment assistance that Home is Possible offers, but the qualifying credit score is 600. So whoever was trying to buy back in 2020, 2021, when we didn't have this program quite yet, was probably told that they needed to improve their credit score to 640, that they didn't qualify quite yet for the assistance. Now they do. So, as far as credit score is concerned, every loan program is super different. But let me tell you, I get this all the time, which is, well, I don't think I'm ready to apply right now. Let's hold off because I'm working on credit. And then as I dig more, these people typically don't have a game plan. They don't even know what the ultimate credit score is that they need to reach to qualify. They just have it in their head that their credit score isn't good enough. This just happened to me yesterday, and my client has a 636 credit score. So I was like, well, good
You're
luck.
almost, yeah,
Matter
you
of
can qualify
fact,
now too.
you're qualified now. You don't even have to hold off. So, as far as credit score is concerned, FHA can qualify you with as little as a 540 to 580 credit score. That's how small or bad, if however you want to look at it, of a credit score you can have to still qualify for a mortgage loan. you could have a 600 or better. And at that point, you qualify for a down payment assistance program to help you with your down payment. So because there is kind of a gray area as far as credit scores is concerned, one of
Mhm.
the main mistakes I see a lot of first time home buyers make is think they know what they need to do and not ask an expert.
Absolutely. And honestly, like waiting for that perfect score can definitely cost you slightly higher interest rate, right? Because while you wait, what happens? Home prices keep climbing.
Mhm.
So another thing buyers tell me, Jess, I'm waiting for rates to go down. We hear that all the time. So what are
Yes.
the dangers in waiting?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I am finally helping one of my clients who I pre-approved a year and a half ago for a home loan. And they back then were waiting for rates to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Rates haven't changed much from when they first wanted to buy versus now that they are now going to be closing on their home very soon. So that's the risk. The risk is that you stay sitting in the market waiting for the perfect time to pounce, and that perfect time takes forever. So by that point, well, what happened with my client is the house they wanted obviously sold, but
Mm-hmm.
homes that are now equivalent to the house that they wanted back then, same amount of bedrooms, similar amount of square footage, similar neighborhood, are now priced higher. So now he's having to qualify for more in order to buy the same thing that was available for a cheaper amount a year ago. And that's because, again, like you mentioned, homes are still going up in price. That's because the market is appreciating. Northern Nevada has a scarcity issue. That means we don't have enough homes for the amount of home buyers that are out there wanting to get their own property. That means that the homes that are available can afford to sell for a slightly higher amount than maybe what would be normal in a market where there's, a lot of options. So we're not going to probably work with a lot of like home price reductions anytime
Mm-hmm.
soon. We're seeing some slight ones, but really it's like 10, 20 grand is what we're seeing on current market. I mean, you could probably tell us more on that.
Yeah, definitely. There's a demand, in Reno and our market where we're growing. So it's the classic marry the home, date the rate type of mindset. You can refinance when rates improve, right? But you cannot go back in time and buy that last year's prices.
Hmm.
So now let's talk about order of operations. I see buyers jump into Zillow, Redfin, and then they start shopping, right? Without getting pre-approved.
Hmm.
Why is that a mistake?
I mean, it's like shopping for a car, right? I mean, I know I did this when I was younger, which I'd go to the car dealership and test drive the car that I thought I wanted, and then I didn't qualify for it because
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't earning enough. Let's be honest, when you're 18 years old, you're not making much. But now I'm in love with that really expensive car. I can't get it, and now I'm entirely discouraged from even doing anything. So, when you're shopping for a home, you do want to start by, I mean, buying a house is going to be probably the biggest financial decision you ever take. So, why wouldn't you start by looking at your finances first?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to really determine what you qualify for, what kind of mortgage payment you can afford, what price range you should be shopping in ultimately, right? That's what
Yeah.
all of that information is going to narrow it down to. So, you want to start with at least a pre-qualification, ideally a pre-approval. That way you can actually start making offers on the homes that are out there in the market that you like. And that's just so that you can pretty much protect your little heart and not get super hung up on a really beautiful home that you can't quite afford yet.
100%. And we've seen that. We've seen that. And it's heartbreaking to see. You're already making plans. You're already decorating, you're already picturing how to decorate the home,
Mhm.
but yet you haven't gotten pre-qualified. So,
Yeah,
it's definitely a great first step so you don't like get your heart broken.
exactly.
Um, And it's like running before you can walk. Like, let's get you pre-approved first. So then that way when you're shopping, it's fun and focused, right? And not frustrating. Because when we do it the other
Yes.
way around, you get that and then it's like you want to just give up after that. So those are definitely the first steps, that will get you into like a more fun and focused experience.
Hmm.
So now just I also hear people say, I'll just wait until I can afford my forever home. So, what do you think about that?
Look, I get this a lot from first time home buyers, and I get it. We all want to have this beautiful dream home that we've always wanted, we see on TV. But sometimes, given the way things are now, let's be honest, things are expensive. Inflation is hurting all of us. Home prices are ridiculously high than they have ever been in past years. And it's just harder to afford anything nowadays, right?
Mhm.
So even though it's not ideal and maybe our grandparents didn't have to settle for less because back then things were a lot easier, now we kind of do, right? We got to work ourselves up to that point where you want to be, ideally. So, a lot of the times as a first time home buyer, it's a good idea to start with what Alfyn and I'm sure a lot of people call a starter home, which is maybe this isn't your dream home, but it's more within your budget. And that gets you started in the real estate game, right? Because now that home is preparing you not just for retirement, but it's preparing you to buy your dream home that maybe you can't afford right away.
Absolutely. And I also come with that type of experience where you start small and then you upgrade. And I've seen many clients start that way as well, where they start small, build equity, and then level up as you go. Don't let the idea of your forever home keep you stuck as a renter, right? So,
Exactly.
and then even with sellers, it matters for you too, because buyers waiting on the sidelines means you just need the right strategy to attract serious buyers that are ready now. So I feel like we're seeing that a lot at the moment. So definitely pricing, presentation, partnering with the lender who can offer creative financing as well can definitely make the difference.
Hmm.
Jess, any other closing thoughts as far as our topic today?
Yeah, well, I want to circle it back to the forever home conversation we were having. And I want to kind of delve more into what I mean by your first home can prepare you to buy the ultimate dream home, right? Which
Mm-hmm.
is homes are, as we mentioned initially, this is how it can bite you in the butt to wait, right? Is it can also benefit you if you don't wait because homes are constantly appreciating, which means if you bought a home today for 300,000, next year it would probably be worth about 350, 380. If we wait a few more years, then you'll have a good chunk of equity already accumulated within that home. That equity, think of it kind of like your home is your piggy bank. That equity is trapped in your home until you actually tap into it. Well, if you want to buy your dream home and this house is obviously, if it's your dream home, probably an upgrade, meaning it'll be more expensive, probably in a much nicer neighborhood, then you could use the equity of your home, the one that you have right now, as the down payment for the new dream home, which I mean, at this point, you can probably afford more than just the minimum down payment. So you could help yourself in like in such a huge way to get into a good mortgage loan because now you have a larger down payment. You can play around with the rate buy down. I mean, you can do a lot more with the amount that's saved in that mortgage. And you might be able to keep it as a rental, and now you are a rental owner.
I love that. Yeah, build wealth.
Mhm.
So if you're watching this and you've been waiting because of credit, because of rates, and because you think you need to get that forever home right away, let's talk. The longer you wait, the more it could cost you. Jess just kind of gave you an example of her client and how it was different a year after. So if you're that, definitely let us know. We'd love to talk to you. Reach out to me or Jessica, and we'll guide you through the process and show you that it's actually really possible to do it now. So, Jess, other than that, where can people get a hold of you? What are your
Yeah.
socials? Go ahead and yeah, let them know.
Yeah, give me a call, guys, or text me. My office line is 775-229-4175. And Alfyn, I'm sure she's going to include my email down here in the comments. It's long, so I'm not going to torture you through it. But you can call me, text me, or email me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in. I know people that have watched now, or maybe will watch later. I hope this brought you some value. If not, it's okay.
We'll
But
try again next time.
leave your questions below. If you or anyone you know that's thinking about it, wants more information, just let us know, and we'll be happy to answer any of those questions. I'm getting a call.
Hopefully, it's one of you guys.
I will call you back, Robin. 1 second. All right. Bye, guys.